This is a project-based committee, so it will dissolve when the project is complete.
Maren, can you share your screen in the Teams?
Yes, I can.
Sorry.
Okay, it should be,
So you're-
it should be there now. Good. Okay.
Perfect.
So in addition to the steering committee, we do have two staff and myself that will be supporting the project. So Carrie Casa as the project manager and Mark McNaughton will obviously be playing an important role as well in supporting the project. As I said, I am a planner with the Canadian Institute of Planners. I have a lot of experience working on age-friendly assessments and action plans and a host of other long-range planning projects. So happy to be supporting Princeton on this project. I'm going to see if I can pull up this short video. So we have a short video just to explain further what an age-friendly plan is. And this is comes from the provincial government. I have to just change my sharing. You see that? I'm gonna have to put my volume on for this. How do we play that?
That's tough one.
Where's the speakers?
So can you?
Everybody needs to hang on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're in the podium here.
Just go.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, I think that'll work.
on some of the background information that supports this project. So if we look at demographics related to age in Princeton, the trend is not all that different from other rural communities in BC. So while we know that Princeton is attracting a younger working demographic due to an abundance of good quality jobs here, the reality is that there is a significant aging population that have or will have special needs as they age in place here. And we do know that many seniors in small communities do wish to remain within their communities, the place that they call home as they age. So one of the goals of this project is to support that the best that we can. So if we look at BC 2021 stats, total population roughly 2,900. The median age is 52.8. Population 55 plus is 1,365, so a significant portion of the population. 48% of the population of Princeton is 55 plus. Population 65 plus is 840, so that's almost a third of the population of Princeton. And if we look at income statistics, so I thought this was interesting. Low income seniors 65 plus, there are 775 of them within the community. So of the 840 people that are 65 plus, 775 are classified as low income. And just some general stats here, Princeton median household income. So according to StatsCan census profile, it's about 60,000. If we look at the Princeton Town Folio site, it's more like 52,000. And that breakdown, individual median after-tax income of individuals, if we look at men, it's 40,800, and women is 28,800. So the age-friendly grant program, which is the grant that was secured for this project, is administered through BC Healthy Communities. This funding was secured for the project in 2022, and it will allow the town to conduct a needs assessment and better understand current issues, challenges, and opportunities from the perspective of older adults living here. Once the assessment is complete, an action plan that considers all the input gathered from the community will be developed. The plan will identify goals, policies, actions, and potential services, programs, or amenities to help seniors better age in place in the community that they call home.
And we'll open up grant opportunities for the community as well.
Absolutely. So having an age-friendly plan in place will also allow the community to capitalize on other grant opportunities associated with age-friendly enhancements. So, for example, just through BC Healthy Communities, once you have an age-friendly plan, it allows you to go to the next phase of funding to actually implement some of the projects or actions that have come out of the plan itself. So the main goal of the Princeton Age-Friendly Assessment and Action Plan is to assess and develop recommendations for enhancing seniors' livability in Princeton. The project will address the 8 World Health Organization domains for age-friendly communities. So these are listed on screen. So things like housing, transportation, outdoor spaces and buildings, communication and information, respect and social inclusion, and others. So an age-friendly community allows for healthy, safe, and equitable aging. These communities that are considered age-friendly recognize the wide range of capacities and resources of older persons and respond to their needs while removing physical and social barriers to inclusion. What does an age-friendly plan include? So typically, there are a lot of similarities between these plans. Each one tends to have a community profile related to topic areas within the plan and to seniors specifically. So we have developed quite an extensive community profile through the OCP project. So we'll be able to draw on that, but then we'll dial it down so that we're looking specifically at statistics related to seniors within Princeton. Where we can't find local data, we'll use regional data. There'll be a review and assessment of existing services, programs, and amenities and infrastructure that support seniors living in the community. Some might not support just seniors alone, but things like your recreational opportunities that may support seniors and other demographics in the community will be considered. We're pretty well finished that assessment. We're going to be taking it to the committee next to see if we missed anything on the list. The plan will include a vision, goals, policies, and actions. We'll have an implementation approach or strategy within the plan to support bringing the plan into action once it's adopted by you guys. Hopefully it'll be adopted by you guys. And it will be tailored to this specific community population and size of the community. So it will be a made in Princeton approach.
You explain topic area.
Yes, absolutely. So if we go back to the 8 principles of engagement-friendly community, we'll be looking at these as far as developing the community profile and the assessment are concerned. So stats related to transportation, housing. Some of these are a little bit more difficult to pull up stats related to. So we'll be looking at community input associated with some of these topics. So the project steps within the work plan, we have about 5 phases to the project. The first phase is meeting with the steering committee, which is going to happen later today. Background research and data collection, developing that existing inventory of services and amenities catering to seniors as mentioned, and preparing for the first phase of community engagement. Phase 2 will be our first phase of engagement with the community. So there will be a survey. We'll be looking to the steering committee members to help us administer the survey to seniors that may not have the ability to complete it on their own. So we do want to hear from a wide range of seniors with a wide range of abilities. And then we will also have 2 World Cafe sessions. So these will be opportunities for seniors to gather in town. So these will be in-person drop-in sessions where they'll be able to come in and learn about the project and provide input on the various topic areas, those 8 topic areas that will be spoken to within the plan. Phase 3 will compile and analyze the results of engagement and start developing the action plan itself based on what we heard. And designing a plan will happen in phase 3 as well. In phase 4, we will have a second phase of engagement. This will be to present the draft plan in an open house forum of sorts to the community and ensure that we got it right. Gather any feedback at that point on the draft plan and make revisions to the plan accordingly. Finally, in the last phase, we'll be presenting the plan to all of you. Any questions about the work plan? So I have included links to 3 age-friendly plans in this presentation. So you'll be able to click on those on your own time to get a better sense of what an age-friendly plan and process in general looks like. I try to choose communities that were somewhat similar in terms of characteristics or size. So hopefully that will give you a better sense of what we're doing here. Your role on the project, as always, to share your ideas or challenges that you've noted within the community associated with seniors living to enhance and also solutions to enhance the accessibility for seniors within the community. We hope that you will help us raise public awareness about the project and encourage people to get involved and participate in the engagement opportunities. And of course, at the end of the day, you'll be reviewing and hopefully adopting the plan. So we hope to have this project wrapped up by October of this year. So this is not quite the same degree of work as your OCP is. This is certainly a smaller planning project. This month, we're focusing on, again, that committee meeting, solidifying the existing inventory for seniors, and then an age-friendly checklist, which is basically going to be an evaluation tool to evaluate what's happening within the community from all of those. Yes.
Can you explain what the existing inventory is? Like, I know what that is, but I don't think council's aware of
Sure.
what it is.
So we have, we've developed a draft existing inventory that identifies all of the existing services, programs, amenities, infrastructure, and so on that support seniors within the community. And I'm quite impressed. It's a very extensive list in Princeton. It doesn't surprise me. You have a very engaged community and a lot of stuff going on here. And we do tend to see in the smaller communities, there are a lot more opportunities. So that will get solidified and that will work its way into the plan. So you'll have a bit of a list for seniors and others to know what is out there and available to them. Obviously, it'll evolve over time. So we'll likely include that as an appendix in the plan. So an age-friendly checklist, as well, as I mentioned, this is going to be an evaluation tool at the initial stages of the project to evaluate each of the topic areas to see how Princeton is doing. We'll be relying heavily on the committee and seniors within the community to complete this checklist. I can, very easily go around and complete this checklist myself, but I'm not a senior and I'm not living in Princeton. So for this to be a truly community-driven, supported plan, we really need to rely on that input. The checklist is going to cover things like our parking lots well maintained and cleared of snow and ice. Could also be community activities and events held in places accessible to everyone, including those with disabilities. So we'd be looking for input on those sorts of things.
Would it also look at things like stores with steps for entry as opposed to wheelchair access and things like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. So we're looking at infrastructure as one of the topic areas as well. So there is a little bit of a limitation. I mean, we can speak to public facilities more so than private facilities. Sure. We can encourage, right?
Sure.
Around, but there's some restrictions there or limitations there. So in April and May, we'll be developing all the communications for this project, including a project web presence. The survey will be developed and be preparing for the World Cafe sessions. May and June, we'll be looking at the World Cafe sessions. And summer, we'll be looking at developing and designing the plan. End of summer, hopefully an open house on the draft plan. And September, October, best case scenario, we'll be ready to present the plan to you for review and approval. So our immediate next steps are to meet with the steering committee. So this will be our first meeting this afternoon to work through some background research and data collection that we've already started, complete the checklist that I mentioned, and finalize the inventory. We're going to develop an existing inventory map. So we'll look at that inventory that we created and we'll map to the best that we can. So the services don't have a location, but we'll look at mapping all the services, amenities, infrastructure on a map so you can visually see what's happening throughout the community and how accessible things are for people. And then we'll be preparing communications and engagement materials. So that's it. It was a quick summary of the project. So I'd be happy to take any comments or questions, or if you have any specific concerns that we need to address within this plan, please feel free to share now, or you can follow up with Carrie or Mark, obviously, at a later date on that.
Any questions?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yes, it is. I suppose it's something that also people focused at all times in terms of amenities for you know, those of your certain age group and all that sort of thing. I guess what we need would be able to, you know, to find out what they do in McBride and Cumberland and we'll see what if they put processes in place that encourage people to get out. Because I think a lot of it is not only the activity, it's you're accompanied by people your own age and that sort of thing. So, yeah, it would be neat to be able to find out what took place in other communities and see what's possible for us to be able to encourage. You were saying that we have a certain amount of those things available, and that's, you know, see if it's possible to expand them and all that sort of thing. I know pickleball to me as a senior seems like a senior friendly thing and it's building up, and people that do it are almost like strange.
That's on the record.
It's like a doctrine or something. But it's an example of where it gets people out. And I think the nice thing about pickleball is it's a couple thing. You know, you're either gonna be out there with your wife or somebody else, a friend or something like that sort of thing. So I guess we just need to keep hearing those ideas from public council, hearing those ideas and encouraging, seeing what we can do to help out.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think what you're saying about understanding what other communities are doing as well, we can incorporate some examples into the communication materials before we start engagement. So people have a bit of a frame of reference and maybe starts to get ideas sparked and whatnot. So, yeah.
Because if they haven't come up with it yet, at some point, one of the communities might come up with something. And if you're aware of what's going on in the other ones, and you might just say, hey, we can do that. So,
Yeah, I encourage you guys to click on those links at the other age-friendly assessments, because they do have assessments and plans moving forward to achieve some of the things that they may be lacking. And the other thing is, like I had somebody say to me the other day that they're concerned about retiring because they're worried they're just going to sit at home and be at home and stare at the TV and not live. Whereas if we can have this in place where they can see and it's mapped out and there's different things for people to do in their retiring years, it will help them to encourage them, hopefully, to get out of the house and get involved.
Yeah, the education is so key. I sat on a board several years ago, Accessibility Awareness Committee, and every few years they would gather able-bodied members of the community and put us in wheelchairs and got us to work our way around downtown. And you learn in a hurry that there's a lot of places you can't go. You know, even the sidewalks in some places were difficult to navigate. So, and I know that's only a portion of what you're looking at in this particular program. But that's something that is a way to learn that maybe the town or portions of the town are not really prepared for that kind of clientele event. And you need to make those changes if you want those people to be your customers, right?
And just recently, it's been made legislative that we have to have an accessibility committee and a plan for September of this year. So a lot of those accessibility issues that they may come up during our committee discussions and from the community that we could be able to take forward to accessibility.
Perfect.
The nice thing about the age-friendly plan is that while it's sort of focused on seniors, it has the effect of supporting everybody within the community. If you're planning for, you know, a 65-year-old or an 80-year-old of various abilities, you're also planning for a 2-year-old with various abilities. You're planning for a mother who's walking a stroller down the street. You're planning with, you know, a 30-year-old that has a disability. So you're kind of capturing a wide demographic, although it's sort of focused on 55 plus.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And since there's nothing else, motion to adjourn.
I'll do that.
All in favor? Opposed?